Hello everybody, it is Lythaniel, the reviewer, back with another product review for you guys. So what I got for you today is a bit of hair color. As you may or may not know, I've done hair color several times on my own. You know, you can actually see the last maybe sliver of color. A little hard to see, but it's there, but I've grown it out so much, you know, it's kind of time for a redo. I really only do this about once a year at most. Maybe a year and a half in between even, because one, I don't worry about roots or everything. It's all just gonna wind up in this little section right here, and just keep my hair healthy. You really shouldn't be doing it more than once a year, I personally believe. So I'm about due for a new color, and you know, with spring coming, you know, ready to get in the sun again and get away from these winter slums. So yeah, what I've got is the Cream of Nature Exotic Shine color. This is the light golden blonde, 9.23. Just a couple little parts with the sides. So I'm actually trying to go for that bottom box right there to really see, you know, I don't want to go full blonde, so I really just do want to stay right there. So I'm going to try to stick with that. You know, they've got all the little advertisements, you know, stuff, you know, might be relevant to you, but, you know, warnings and everything. So just checking to see what actually comes in the box. First and foremost, we got some instructions, pretty standard. Next we have the bottle right here. So pretty standard, you know, squeeze bottle is nothing new. I have some argan oil. This is an intensive conditioning treatment. So interesting little kind of product. So this is the cream gel hair color. Okay, so that's kind of a new one. So I guess I'm definitely read the instructions. You always want to read the instructions, especially with this being a brand I haven't used before. And we got like a little plastic vial of more argan oil treatment. So another little product right here. So you can see that, that's pretty cool. I guess a high lift booster powder. So definitely interesting. Okay, yeah, so they also do give you the little gloves. I have my own nitrile gloves I'm gonna use instead, so I'll grab those in a minute after I read the instructions and go from there. Hang tight. Alrighty, y'all, got my gloves on, got some instructions. So first and foremost, put on gloves. Yep, did that. Twist off tip of the bottle. All right, so yeah. First off, twist off the tip. Take off the cap. All right, first put in the high lift booster. All right, put on the bottle, shake for about 10 seconds. All right, after that, move cap again. All right, so next we need to add the cream gel hair color to the bottle. Just be sure to pierce it with the cap. It's kind of almost like a light peach, sakura kind of color. All right, so finger back on and shake until thoroughly blended. Yeah, I'm kind of changing color some more. So be careful, might have a little bit of an explosion. Be careful with your hands. All right, so we're just gonna go ahead and apply. Normally you do 4 sections, but I don't have that much hair to really part out, so I'm just gonna essentially put it to the tips, the top area and leave it for about 10 to 15 minutes, then go down to the root. So yeah. All right, so now I'm gonna let this sit for about 10-15 minutes. So really probably about 8 to 10 minutes. Then I'm gonna use the rest of the product to really work it down to the scalp and roots. And then eventually let it sit for another 10 minutes and then rinse it out and use the other products that are getting in there. So hang tight. I'll do a little bit more in about 10 minutes. I'll come right back. Hang tight. All right, y'all, it's been about 10 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and apply the rest of it just to get it down more towards the roots and the scalp. And then we'll leave it for another 10 minutes and start the rinse out process. Let's get it. All right, so I think I got it mixed in well enough. I'm gonna go ahead and wipe this off the forehead. You kind of see where we're at now. A little bit back there too. And yeah, we'll give this about 10 more minutes. It's been currently about 20 minutes since the first drop went on my hair. So give this about 10 more minutes, then we're gonna start the rinse out process. Hop in the shower, see what the next steps is with the oil and the little ampule thing, and we'll be back soon. Hang tight. Looks like the next set of instructions is to completely rinse it out and then use the argan oil conditioner to condition. Then you'll leave this in for about 5 to 10 minutes. Then rinse that out, and then eventually use that oil stuff that came in a little ampule thing. So I'm gonna hop in the shower, get this out, rinse it out completely. And when I say rinse it out, you don't want to leave a single trace of this. However much conditioner they give you, use all of it. Absolutely. I'll go through 2-3 times. You don't want to trace any of this left. So let me hop in, rinse it out, and I'll see you guys in a moment. All right, y'all, I am back out the shower. So what I did was essentially rinse everything out completely. From there, I actually did shampoo everything up, get a good lather, rinse that out. From there, I used the conditioning treatment conditioner, pretty much enough for my hair to do it twice. So ran it twice, and then added another batch on, let that sit for about 5 to 10 minutes. Just pretty much took a shower as normal during the time, because you just got to sit there for 5 to 10 minutes, leave it on. And then, you know, rinse that out completely. Again, make sure there's no trace of it whatsoever. It should be like the longest shower you take. So from here, just the last thing is the argan oil treatment. Essentially break the top off, and they say use all of it. So, all right, yeah, there we go. All right. All right, so I may not need all of it because I have just so short hair compared to, you know, ladies. All right, but yeah, just apply it all over. You know, most of it's gonna go up here. Get the roots. The smell is pretty decent, especially compared to the actual dye stuff. That stuff can get pretty rank, so yeah. As far as the conditioning, the hair, you know, I do want to note, the hair has been damaged. There's no way around it. It is the amount of damage I do expect from these box dyes. There's no getting around it. Doing this process will damage your hair to some extent, you know. You're not gonna get away scot-free unless you're just using maybe some temporary dye or something like that. But when you've got something that's gonna bleach out, remove color from your hair, it's gonna take some of the structure of your hair. Now again, the damage doesn't look anything more than what I've normally got with other box dyes. So you've still gotta give your hair time to recover, your scalp to recover, and things like that. So please make note of that. Just a quick little update as I was editing my review. Initially, I had given this a 4-star review, and it's been 2 weeks since I initially filmed, and the footage you saw a minute ago. So I kind of want to give my updated take on it, as I've seen my hair in more settings, daylight, nighttime, twilight, eclipse light, everything like that. So as I've kind of been dealing with it the past 14 days, I've noticed that just kind of seeing the footage, seeing what the box was supposed to be, I really haven't felt this as blonde as it should be. And I followed the instructions to the letter, you know. The hair itself, feel wise, everything, it actually feels great, you know. No issues there. It feels as normal as it always has whenever I dye it. So no issues there, you know. I'm actually pretty happy with that. One thing I will note, when I did use that oil from that ampule, I initially, or in the end, I wound up only using half of it. But as the night went on, after I finished up everything, cleaned up, finished filming, it has a scent that I really wasn't fond of. So it did start to bother me after a while. So I didn't want to use any more of that oil shine, anything like that. I wound up tossing it because it just, that smell wound up getting to me. And while it wasn't an totally unpleasant smell, it was strong enough to really bother me. So, you know, I didn't want to use it anymore. I have other shining products I kind of could use that smell less obnoxious, to be honest. So I will have to kind of give marks against it for that. You know, I wish they had something that was just as shiny, but just less invasive on your nose, you know. So that was one thing that's really kind of was a mark against it. Not the biggest thing in the world, you know. You can, if you got your own shine oil or anything like that, use that. If you don't, use that, but just be aware that you're gonna smell it for a while, just coming off of your hair into your nose. So something to make note of. But yeah, over the past, you know, 14 days, fortnight, as much as I still like this shade, you know, and I can get a little closer. Much as I still actually like this shade, this feels more like a copper ginger kind of color. And it may be a result of me not leaving it in long enough, where, okay, if I left it in maybe 10, 15 more minutes, that would have been the trick to getting it to be that color that it should have been. But by the same token, the instructions explicitly state, you know, not to leave it in more than 30 minutes to develop. So I think I went no more than 35. I may have gone 30 to 35. I went at least 30, no more than 35. So, you know, if they can safely put that in instructions, hey, if it's not the color and shade you're looking at. Also, the lighting in the bathroom was a lot yellower than what I'm used to, because even in my home lights, kitchen, living room, it's all daylight light bulbs. In the bathroom is the only place where I have these kind of like antique fake retro bulbs that gives that yellow tone. But yeah, I think that kind of clouded my judgment when I initially saw it. I was really happy how it kind of came out and stuff like that. But again, if you want to just call this copper ginger, cool. But even for the darker, to account for that darker tone of it being, okay, yeah, you got darker hair, it's gonna be a little bit darker blonde. But this, honestly, to me, hasn't been really blonde at all. It's been more copper ginger. And that, again, maybe part of my user error or not developing it enough, due to the fact that it really hasn't given the shade that I was expecting. I really would have to give it 3 stars. Which isn't a bad thing. I think it's just my not seeing enough dyes, hair color products to really readily see what's gonna be that 4 or 5 star product. Because if I can find that box dye product that will, you know, it's just something you get at a common store, maybe Sally's, maybe Walmart. Walmart's where I got this one from. To really say, okay, here's the box, you got black hair, this is where it's gonna put it, and really match what it says it's gonna do, that's really gonna get it more stars, while also safely, in quotes, developing it and getting it the color it should be. So yeah, you know, again, my hair feels great. It's been 2 weeks, no issues, no breakage or anything like that beyond, you know, the initial damage, whatever dyeing process does. But I'm happy with it. So like I said, I'm still gonna rock this. I'm gonna get a haircut soon. Hang in there, I'm gonna get it sooner or later. But yeah, in the comments, let me know what you guys think. Have been your experiences with this brand? If you got any more questions you want me to answer throughout the process, I'd love to hear from you. So other than that, I've got more reviews coming for you later, and I will see you next time. Later.